tax-free savings account. Oh, I wish I knew how to use you when I was in my 20s. The TFSA is one of Canada's most powerful tools in growing your money tax-free. Yet, a lot of Canadians do not take advantage of the TFSA, or if they use it incorrectly and incur thousands of dollars in expenses. In this video, I will be sharing with you what the TFSA is, how it works, and how to use it to your advantage to avoid costly mistakes. I wish someone sat me down and told me the things that I will be sharing with you today about TFSA and how to grow your money tax-free with investments. So what is the TFSA? So the tax-free savings account was developed in 2009. So if you were 18 years or older, a resident of Canada with a valid SIN number, you could open up one of these accounts. The name is actually misleading, tax-free savings account. Well, you can save your money in this account, but you really reap the benefits if you invest your money. So you can purchase in this account stocks, GIC, index funds, ETF, and have your money grow tax-free. When I was younger, I had a TFSA account, but I was not really taking advantage of it. I used it as a glorified savings account where I would put money in, earn a little bit of interest, and then pull it back out for an emergency. I did dabble in day trading where I opened up a margin account and bought some stocks, but I was day trading and not really investing for the long term to grow my money. But with the TFSA, it is important to invest your money in quality companies or good index funds or ETFs to have your money grow long term and compound over time. How do you avoid paying taxes with the TFSA? So normally, when you invest money and that money grows, for example, if you invest $10,000 and it grew to $20,000, 50% of that $10,000 would be added to your income and you'd have to pay tax on that money. However, with a TFSA, if you invested $10,000 and it grew to $20,000, you get to keep all your earnings without having to pay tax on it. How do you open a TFSA? So if you're eligible, meaning that you're a resident of Canada, you have a valid SIN number and you're 18 years or older, or sometimes 19 years in certain provinces, you can open up a TFSA at your local bank, at an online brokerage, or at a credit union. You can have multiple TFSAs at different banks, but one thing to keep in mind is that you have to keep track of your contribution room at each bank. You do not want to put money at different banks and lose track of how much room that you actually have and incur penalties. Let's take the time to talk about contribution room. Every year, the government gives you a certain amount of room to contribute to your TFSA. So for 2025, you can contribute up to $7,000. However, as I mentioned, this program started in 2009. So if you were 18 years of age in 2009 and you haven't contributed anything to your TFSA and you decide to open up an account today, you will have a total of $102,000 in contribution room. However, if you turned 18 in 2022, you would have only had 4 years worth of contribution room, which would have been equivalent to $26,500. Your contribution room does not go away if you don't use it. Instead, it accumulates over time. And when you turn 18 years of age, your contribution room starts to build. So now that we know that your contribution room accumulates every year if you do not use it, what if you decide to withdraw money from your TFSA? For example, if you have maxed out your room of $100,000 and you decide to pull $10,000 out, what happens to that contribution room? Well, it actually replenishes the beginning of the following year. But if you decide to put that $10,000 back in the year that you pulled it out, you may run into issues with exceeding your contribution limit. And this will result in a 1% fee that is charged monthly on the excess of the total amount that you put in. For example, if you have $10,000 in excess, you will be charged 1% per month for that $10,000 until the following year where your room is replenished. Another question that I get about the TFSA is, what if you lost $10,000? Does that room get replenished the following year, and can you claim that in income taxes? The answer is no. So if you invested and lost $10,000, that room does not replenish the following year, and you cannot claim that in your income taxes at the end of the year. So that's something to keep in mind. So on the flip side, say you invested $100,000 and you gained $50,000, so a total of $150,000. A question that I get asked is, does that gain affect your contribution room? And the answer is no. So if you invested $100,000 and you gain $50,000, that doesn't reduce your contribution limit. You will still be given the contribution limit that the government issues every year. Another common mistake that people make is moving from one bank to another or one brokerage to another. For example, if you move from TD to Wealthsimple, you need to ask for a direct transfer of your money. Do not simply pull that money out of, say, TD and put it into Wealthsimple on your own, because you may incur charges in exceeding your contribution limit or your contribution room and incur the 1% penalty every month. So what you should do is ask them for a direct transfer without you incurring any risk of going over your contribution limit. If you're contributing money to your TFSA and your money is growing over time, another very important tip is to add beneficiaries to your account. This is important in the event that if you were to pass away, your money will be given to the people that you assign as your beneficiary. So this is another important step to avoid any complications when it comes to your money in the event that you do pass away. If you guys have stuck around, thank you so much for watching my video. I know I shared with you guys a lot of numbers, but the TFSA is truly one of the best tools in growing your money tax-free in Canada. I wish someone had sat me down and explained this to me when I was in my 20s. And this is something that I'm sharing with you so that you can learn and take the steps in opening up a TFSA and start investing for the long term and have your money grow, again, tax-free. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe and share it with a friend so that they can learn how to use the TFSA. And please let me know in the comment below if you have a TFSA and what do you use your TFSA for. Do you use it for saving or investing or a bit of both? And if you do not have a TFSA and you live in Canada, I urge you to open one right now to start growing your money tax-free. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you have learned today what a TFSA is, how it works, and how you can use it to your benefits to grow your wealth and have your returns grow tax-free. Thanks for watching. Bye.